I would like to introduce Kelly Nyland, CEO and founder of WIM, as well as our very own Kimberly Yang.
Thank you. Hopefully everybody is comfortable, and thanks in advance to Kim. We worked a 45-minute keynote down into 15 minutes, so we want to take a lot of your time tonight.
Yeah, so thank you guys so much for coming out tonight. Kelly, you know that we adore you. Why don't you tell us a little bit more about yourself so everyone here can see why we adore you so much?
Sure, happy to do that. So my background is I spent the last 15 years likely sitting in your seat on the brand side, figuring out how to go to market, how to grow my business, and I did that not only for my direct-to-consumer channels, so e-commerce, but I also managed retail buying relationships for 20,000 points of sale in 40 countries. So I spent a lot of time running around the world trying to figure out how can I create better experiences not only for shoppers in North America, but also around the world. And I'm excited to share with you today just things that I'm passionate about, trying to leverage the insights that a lot of bigger brands have out there and kind of offer some of those best practices and tactics for you guys. Imran touched a little bit about the market dynamics that we're all experiencing with ad erosion and return on ad spend. So we're going to talk a little bit about that tonight, how you can leverage collecting first-party data early and often to create more personalized experiences for your shoppers at scale.
So that was one of the biggest pain points that we heard back from all of you. How do we increase conversion? How do we optimize it? How do we leverage these new shopper behaviors that we're all experiencing and seeing happen in real time? How do we make that work for us, right? So Kelly, let's just dive on in. With conversion and return on ad spend top of mind for everyone here, including us at Verishop, why are these KPIs more important than ever and more relevant than ever?
Yeah, so there's no question that your product detail page has now become the center point, right? So no matter where your customers are meeting you from discovery channels, they are arriving, let's hope, on a swipe up to a product page. And so the importance of optimizing this product page has a lot to do with, while everything else is uncertain in the market, the one thing that we can do is do the things we can control, which is figure out how to optimize our product detail pages. The reason that we're seeing more focus on product detail pages and social shopping channels has to do with this advertising, erosion. And what we're seeing, a lot of brands that I talk to every day will simply tell me, I stopped spending on Facebook. I no longer trust my ad platforms. And there's sort of like this low-level panic that is not being talked about very often, where there's a lot of experimentation going on. How do I find the right influencer network or partnerships or affiliates? Or maybe I should go partner with great marketplaces like Verishop to reach a new customer audience. And so that's the impact that this ad erosion is really having. And our job is to figure out how to find out from the traffic that's actually coming to product pages to reveal, some of those high intent customers that are coming but maybe not buying just yet. So how do we figure out who those people are and what they actually want to buy?
So that leads us to the million-dollar question. How do we turn browsers into buyers?
Great. So the question is, how do we take all of this passive traffic that's coming? And a lot of brands will say this to me. They'll say, everyone's coming, but then they're leaving. What are they doing when they're here, right? How do I understand and start to decode this black box of visiting, clicks, and views? So I would like to offer that the first three things that we need to understand is, how do we really understand shopping behavior today? And if I leave you with a couple challenges, one of them is to maybe think more deeply about how your shoppers are actually shopping. So there's an audience participation question in a minute that we'll talk about with that. The second thing is, how can you create a value exchange on your product detail pages that encourage your shoppers to share their data with you early and often? And then how do you combine those two things, how your shoppers actually shop and the value that you can offer them in exchange for their first party data to create more personalized experiences for them in their customer journey?
So let's talk about conversion, because I know that's top of mind for everyone here. So with conversion, how can we utilize that more or focus more so on conversion versus cost of acquisition and lead generation? How does shifting the balance towards conversion really help pave the way for long-term success, especially in this market?
So one of the most important things that we've started to see in the last 3 to 6 months by brands is the shift of a mindset away from cost of acquisition. So CAC, right? This number of CAC. How do I acquire a customer? And what we're starting